go. We were talking about a fascinating interview, I guess, that just happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene on CNN and what went down.
Yeah, this is great. I'm glad I get to break this news to you. So basically, what was happening is Marjorie Taylor Greene was on with Wolf Blitzer. I'm not sure if the audio echoing a little bit, but so hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, we're great.
She said she blames Republican leadership for the shutdown. She said Leader Thune, Speaker Mike Johnson, they're to blame. Republicans own all the branches of government right now. They're the ones to blame. And then she said the ACA subsidies need to be removed. So she went hard and she basically laid it out and broke with the party.
Well, the interesting thing for me, I heard her say that. I think I heard her say that last night, where she said that her party has no solutions. And it's interesting that, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying this because remember, she also said that she wanted the Epstein files released. My question was, is Marjorie Taylor Greene becoming woke, or is she on some new meds that has her like living life in reality? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just woke MTG, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you see Eric Swalwell's tweet the other day? Eric Swalwell said that it was basically things were coming to an end. He said that Republicans have come to the end of their rope with Donald Trump, and that we're going to start to see people breaking from Trump on these issues, especially the shutdown, and well, mainly on Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, no, I think that's what we're seeing. Like, I think we've been talking about this for a while. We saw Candace Owens; she started to break with Trump. We've seen other figures increasingly drawing the line, and then now here with Marjorie Taylor Greene, she also mentioned the Epstein files in the interview too. So she was on CNN. She said, like, regardless of whether or not Speaker Johnson seats, swears her in, the new representative that won, it's going to happen sooner or later. And that Mike Johnson needs to get that thing moving. She was talking about the Epstein file. She said, yeah, right here, I have the quote. She was talking about how the House should be in session. And there's a new Democrat that's been elected that deserves to be sworn in. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene on CNN, man.
Something's up. What do you think is up with that?
I don't know. I think maybe Swalwell's right. I think people are recognizing that Trump only has 3 more years left in power. And there has to be a post-Trump Republican Party that has to become palatable and winnable without Donald at the top. And I think maybe Marjorie's trying to position herself for a post-Trump GOP.
Eric Swalwell, I think it was day before yesterday, tweeted, "It's coming to an end, guys. I've spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they've confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, this Epstein bomb is about to drop, and no one, it should be no one. No one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time." And I think Eric Swalwell stands behind the tweet. It has not been taken down. And so I wonder if Marjorie Taylor Greene is speaking to Eric Swalwell, or, you know?
I mean, if Eric thought he could tweet that out, if she thinks she can go out here, not on Fox News, she went on CNN of all places to talk about this. I think there's other Republicans that feel this way, that just aren't voicing it right now. And I think we could be seeing a shift. Like, I think, the polls we've all been talking about, Trump's waning approval ratings, his weakening political standing, people in the House are going to have to deal with that next year. Like, I think this is the midterms talking. That's what I really think it is. I think it's the midterms talking.
Explain. You said people positioning themselves for that.
Yeah, I think that Trump's unpopularity is something that. Sorry about that.
Sorry, people. Go ahead.
No, your phone was just like was getting too excited about the midterm news. Like, I mean, Marjorie, I think these people see, like, his approval rating's not happening in a vacuum. It's Republicans that have to deal with those consequences next year. And they're the ones that are seeing the tanking approval rating numbers, the economy, the issue of immigration. He has slid on all of those issues, and those have downstream effects. And Republicans he doesn't have any more elections to run. And I think what Marjorie is recognizing, and what I think other Republicans should, is that he doesn't care about them. He doesn't have to run any more elections. He's fine. But they have to deal with the consequences next year. So she's trying to position herself so she can have that separation so that she's not being blamed for the stuff that Donnie's doing. And I think other Republicans, if they're smart, will do the same.
If they're smart. But I mean, I hear that all the time, like, oh, people are over it, they're done and whatever. And then none of that ever comes to fruition. So
Yeah.
I think it's like this ceasefire. I hope it
Yeah.
happens, I- but I'll believe it when I see it. And so, I hope that well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, yeah, this was 20 minutes ago. And
Mm-hmm.
this was on another. Let me see where this one is from. Oh, yeah, this is from them. So this is part of that interview. I'm going to play it for you, okay?
Perfect.
I'm going to play it just so you can hear it.
And Lee also said your audio is a little, people in the comments, your audio is a little off, but
What about now? How's my audio?
perfect.
It's perfect now?
Yeah.
Because it was a little weird. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it here, but I'm going to play this so that you can hear it, that everybody can hear it. And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I see the shutdown completely different from maybe my party leadership. And I'm not putting the blame on the president. I'm actually putting the blame on the speaker and Leader Thune in the Senate. This should not be happening. And I don't think, look, as a member of Congress, we already have a low enough job approval rating. This shutdown is just going to drive everybody's approval rating that much lower.
So you're putting the blame on the leadership of your party.
Absolutely. We control the House. We control the Senate. We have the White House.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I was watching it live and I was just like, she was speaking so much sense. Wolf Blitzer called her courageous on air. Like, she was spitting for like 12 minutes straight, just like that.
Well, look, I think it's about time that someone speaks with some clarity as it relates to what's happening in DC. And see, my dogs actually agree with me on that.
Yeah.
But
No, they're just as flabbergasted as we are by MTG.
yeah. I don't, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has been making the news round. She's been on CNN. She was on, I think, News Nation. Um, she is, she's mad at me because she thinks I stormed her office and she got the information all wrong. But I would love to talk to her to see, how she feels about it. I wonder how do the folks in the comments feel about it? That's what I want to know. And make sure you hit the like and the thumbs up because it affects the algorithm and more people become aware of our conversation, even though I'm sitting here and my dogs are barking in my home studio. So look, can we talk about what's this so-called ceasefire deal? Look,
Yeah.
as I said this morning on my show, and as I've been saying, anybody who has anything to do with this, if it saves one life, I'm all for it, and they should get the credit for it. But we've been in this position before where we hear there's a deal and then nothing happens. I do hope it happens this time. So what do you think? My only concern, my biggest concern is that the people in Gaza are going to get screwed once again. And I put up pictures on the show of, we did a split screen of Gaza and Israel, right? And we had Gaza, Israel, and then we had on another one, we had Jerusalem. It looks completely different. Gaza is burnt out, bombed out. It looks like a homeless encampment on the pictures that we saw.
Yeah.
And people in dusty, sandy areas barefoot just walking, and it looks like looking for food, looking for someplace for sustenance and shelter.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm worried about is the next step, right? Like what are the details of this deal? Trump's, I think, at his cabinet meeting I saw just now was talking about how he wants to remake Gaza. What does that entail? Is it going to be the beachfront property Jared Kushner thing? Like, are they just going to go in there and really push Palestinians out? Like, what does this actually look like? Because right now, all we know is that there's going to be maybe some hostages released on Monday, and then troops will pull out. But what comes next? And that's you're right. That's the important part of this. Like, what is going to happen? Is there going to be a continued occupation? Hamas won't be in the leadership. Are they going to bring in the Palestinian Authority? Like, what is actually the next step? And I don't think that's clear yet. And I don't really trust Trump to be the guy to guide the best interests of Gaza through this,
Yeah, and look, I heard folks on the corporate media saying that, this was all Jared. You should credit Jared. That was what a former ambassador to the UN, Israeli ambassador to the UN, said, that this was Jared Kushner. He made, he befriended everybody on each side of this issue, and he brokered this deal. But what I want people to keep in mind is what I said earlier: 55 million metric tons of rubble. That's Gaza. 1.9 million displaced Palestinians. 99% of the households are food insecure there. 67,000 confirmed deaths, and a total of 186,000 lives that's directly or indirectly, meaning to war or hunger or disease. Those are the stats right there. And they're the echo of humanity, of the people who are, you know, who once cooked dinner and taught school and played soccer and had normal lives, and then now not so much anymore. And so for all of the people who are responsible for this, I don't believe it's the people of Gaza. I believe it's Hamas and Israel, the Israeli government and Hamas. So, I want to make sure that they get a good deal, and I'm concerned that they won't.
Yeah, and that's the problem. The people of Gaza have gotten the least representation of all of this. Hamas started this escalation with that terrible attack, and then Netanyahu did exactly what Hamas wanted, frankly. Overreacted in a really horrific way, and then now we're here. And I mean, I hope, like you said earlier, I hope some kind of deal continues here, but I just think Trump wants the win of saying that he got peace. He doesn't care about the day after. And that's what I'm worried about.
He wants a peace prize because he's out there. That's his. I believe that is his incentive. His incentive is what he wanted was, I want this Nobel Peace Prize. Barack Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize. I think Barack Obama has 2. Am I correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what he wants. And his people are saying the same thing. So he goes, this is all about peace, and we haven't had peace in the Middle East in 200 years and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this means peace in the entire Middle East. I think it's, a ceasefire between Gaza and Israel. So let's not overstate it here. But I don't think I don't think the thing that you should want out of this is a Nobel Peace Prize. I think you should want peace and for people not to die.
Exactly. And I think the Peace Prize gets announced, I think, tomorrow or in the coming days. So I felt like he was rushing this to try to get something this week straight up. I think you're right. That's part of his calculation. But again, he likes to be the hero in every story. And he thinks he can come in here and just claim victory short term. But the moment that ceasefire happens and then the beginnings of the deal go through, he doesn't care about the outcome afterwards for the Palestinian people. He doesn't care about what structures will be put in place to ensure that they get systemic aid, because Bibi dismantled the entire aid network that they had there, right? There used to be hundreds of locations for the Gaza Palestinian community to get food, and they can't now. So it's just I don't know. I'm obviously happy if the bloodshed stops, but again, I don't trust that with Trump and Netanyahu being the one spearheading this, that it's going to, it's going to lead to an outcome that has the best interest of Gaza at heart. Are we going to get a Trump Tower Gaza out of this deal? What is being discussed here?
What is being discussed? I need to know what the what's in the ceasefire. I'm going to look that up because a lot of this is happening as we are on now.
Yeah, let's see, because he's also in the cabinet meeting. He just had some more details. Let me pull up the live.
What's in the ceasefire agreement? And what we know about the ceasefire deal. Here it is. Okay. So this means that all the hostages will be released from, here's what it is. It's a 20-point peace plan that was unveiled last week. Now, interesting, it was the thing that Joe Biden had done on January 19th. Bibi Netanyahu broke it, right? Broke the deal. And then for however many months, Donald Trump allowed all of these people to die. And so now he wants a peace prize. And then he wants a peace prize when he is taking over American cities with the National Guard and U.S. troops. And so it is This is Donald Trump saying that they'd signed off on the first phase of a 20-point peace plan that was unveiled last week. Now, according to him, this means that all the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. That's what he said on social media.
Yeah. And I see, so I mean, that's, and I also just saw new 6 minutes ago, Hailey Atwood at CNN says that their substantive discussions on what comes next for Gaza have not begun yet. So
Yes.
after the ceasefire, it says those discussions have not begun yet.
That's my whole point. Once the agreement is formally approved, as expected by the Israeli cabinet, a ceasefire will take place. Reports in Israeli media suggest that it will happen immediately, although a spokesman for the prime minister's office said that it would begin within 24 hours of the cabinet's approval. The Israeli military will withdraw to a line that will leave it in control of about 53% of the strip, the spokesman said. And according to the map distributed by the White House last week, this is the first of 3 stages of Israeli withdrawal. The Israeli military said on Thursday that preparations were underway to transition to adjusted development lines soon. After this, a 72-hour countdown will begin, during which Hamas must release all 20 of the hostages believed to be alive. The return of the bodies of the 28 deceased hostages would follow, although it is not clear how long that would take place. Israel would then release 250 Palestinian prisoners serving life sentences in Israeli jails and 1,700 detainees from Gaza.
I don't like that. I don't like that 53% occupation number in that first phase that they get to stay in Gaza, right? Like, how are they gonna enforce the remaining withdrawal? Like, I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of details that still need to be hammered out.
It feels like there's a lot of details, and it feels like it's very heavily weighted towards Israel. And but I guess Hamas. The thing is, though, if they didn't believe that Hamas was legitimate, right? Then they're negotiating with them, because who's the actual government in Gaza? So they're making all these. I guess Hamas are the ones who have, the hostages. But it's interesting that they're saying Hamas is not legit, but they are negotiating with Hamas for this whole thing. And I just feel like the people, and I don't think I don't think Hamas, the leaders of Hamas, are looking out for the Gazans, for everyday Gazans. They're looking out for themselves and perhaps some of their, brethren who are who have life sentences. So
yeah,
the
exactly.
people of Gaza get screwed once again.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. And to be honest, like, that's another thing to worry about. I don't think Hamas, not that they even care to, but like, they don't have the capacity to govern Gaza. They've been pretty dismantled here already. So it's like, let's say you do broker this deal, Hamas releases the hostages, they get their prisoners in return, and then the Gazan people, what happens to them? What happens to Palestinians? It seems like Israel's still going to occupy a significant portion of Gaza in the short term. And then there's no plan or discussions as of yet as to who will then now govern and oversee. Is it going to be Israel that oversees and governs and administers the aid to Gaza? Is it the U.S.? Is it where are the European allies in this? Are they going to come in, or is there UN participation? Like that, those details seem to not be discussed at all at the moment. And you kind of need those immediate next steps, because especially, like, I'm assuming the Palestinian Authority will come. I mean, that's like the only entity with any kind of credibility to be able to govern there. So yeah, there's so many details missing here that it feels kind of fickle.
Yeah. Well, as I look at this, someone in the comments said that this is a trap. And I wonder, honestly, if it is for the people of Gaza. I don't want to poo-poo on this, and I will say again, if this indeed works, this was great, and Trump or anybody who ever brokered this should get credit for it.
Yeah.
So the 1,700 detainees from Gaza, that's the one. The identities are currently unclear, but a list submitted by Hamas before the agreement was reached included high-profile figures serving multiple life sentences for deadly attacks on Israel.
So Hamas just want to free their fellow terrorists in exchange for the hostages, and yet we don't have any real. All that the Gazan people get is just they stop being killed. That's what they get.
Yeah, but what does that mean? None of that builds back buildings,
No.
infrastructure. None of that brings back, people who have died, the children, Hamas. None of that helps Gazans into the future. If this is all, maybe perhaps there's something else that I'm not seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing from what I can see in the reports, discussions on what comes next for Gaza has not been talked through yet. But like, I really think that needs to be just figured out right now. Like while you're doing the ceasefire, like there needs to be an immediate next step on what who's going to be overseeing the aid distribution. It says humanitarian officials who have been involved say they've been preparing for a potential surge in Gaza, and that humanitarian aid will proceed without interference from the two parties. But are they letting the UN back in? Like what? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any details. There was like this Israeli affiliated org that was distributing the aid recently, which led to the starvation. So yeah, I don't know, man. Of course, I'm happy. Ceasefire makes me happy, period. But I'm still really worried about what comes next.
So just real quickly, 20-point plan. Gaza will be de-radicalized, will be a de-radicalized terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. Now, that's what they said the plan is, but what actually comes out and how they actually carry it out, that remains to be seen. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will end immediately. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed-upon line that I mentioned earlier and prepare the hostage release. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. So they're doing it immediately because, as you said, that Nobel Prize thing
Yeah,
announcement is soon. Oh my God, he's so transactional.
yeah.
It's crazy.
He just wants the praise and to be seen as a peacemaker. Luckily this time his ego actually might serve some people if it him wanting to serve his ego could lead to some peace here, hopefully. But at the same time, that could lead to short-term thinking that doesn't lead to positive outcomes for Gaza long term, unless these sticking points are talked through. Like you still have the Gaza. What happens with Hamas? Are they going to are they going to agree to disarming entirely? What will the governance look like? Will the Palestinian Authority come in? I don't know. Those details aren't there yet. I know Trump doesn't care about those details, but I don't know. Maybe Secretary Rubio will resurrect some parts of his former soul and decide to think through that. I don't know.
I wonder how much money was involved in this and how much of a development deal is on the back end and who gets to redevelop Gaza.
Yeah.
How many casinos? Someone in the thing says eventually Gaza, they're going to return. Let's see. I think that they're going to want a casino or something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think like that's the right question to ask. Like, what when he says redevelop, who's in charge of the redevelopment? Which Trump ally is going to get that contract? Is it Trump himself? Is it going to be a Trump org project where they revamp Gaza? And is it going to be Kushner? Because Kushner's been scheming on this for a while. He's been talking about this for a long time. So I'm wondering what Kushner aligned entities are going to come in there and get some contracts to rebuild Gaza. It's it could be self-dealing.
Look, Heather Walmsley is in the comments. It says, from crisis to prosperity, Netanyahu's vision for Gaza 2035 revealed online. The plan lays out a 3-step program for returning Gaza to self-governance and eventually reintegrating Gaza into the regional economy. I don't believe anything that comes out of Benjamin Netanyahu's mouth. I'm sorry. Especially when he's saying that he's going to redevelop Gaza. Come on.
Yeah,
I think they want to turn it into a resort, and I think that maybe with the leaders of Hamas, they have made some sort of agreement. This is going to be prosperity for everyone. Everyone's going to have, their hand and get a big chunk of what's in the pot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it private equity focused, and I think where Biden's plan previously, what they what this should have been is you have coalition coming there. You have European allies. You have, people in the region go in there with the U.S. and then it's kind of a joint international mission to rebuild Gaza. Like that was the plan that the Biden admin was thinking of. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Trump's going to cut in deals with leaders that he likes. He's going to let them come in and try to profit. He sees this as a transaction, and I think you're spot on to be thinking about where the money talks are at right now, because I think that's where their heads are at.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Ahmed.
Good talking to you, brother. Good talking to you.
Two brothers talking. Someone stole our idea.
Really?
Yeah, about some brothers or something, I forget. Brothers talking. I'm like, wait, what?
We got to trademark that shit, man. We got to hop on this and brand this more heavily so people stop jocking our swag, man.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.